Hello there, BoBo, the Bitcoiner is back. After a short holiday, Bitcoin need not be a reserve currency. Bitcoin is mightier and more powerful than a reserve currency. I am not an economist, neither am I from financial background, but I will attempt to foresee what Bitcoin will take us into the future. Okay? Bitcoin core fundamental: transfer fast and cheap, without a middleman, do not need to trust anyone, cannot be manipulated, and decentralized blockchain, borderless, and most important of all, neutral, fair to all participants. This essentially makes Bitcoin Network the most powerful transaction platform for the whole world at large. One thing we can be sure is it will continue to function as it is now. The core fundamentals of Bitcoin already satisfy what society needs. Some developer will probably make it faster and cheaper, which already happening with the layer 2 and other altcoins. But they will not be able to improve any further on no middleman, no need to trust anyone, cannot be manipulated, decentralized blockchain, borderless, neutrality, fair to all participants. This core fundamental cannot be improved any further. So what does that mean for Bitcoin Network in the next 10, 20, 50, or 100 years, even 1,000 years? Now that doesn't mean it will become the reserve currency of the world. In fact, Bitcoin is more than that. Reserve currency is backed by powerful people in control, like the king, the emperor, the ruler in the old days, to the latest US dollars in 1944 under the Bretton Woods Agreement with 44 allied nations. After America emerged from the World War II with a stronger economy and military might. Bitcoin is more than that, because it do not need 44 nations to agree. It doesn't need a middleman, nor to trust anyone, nor need anyone to manipulate it. Because it is borderless, neutral, and everyone can participate. No one is left out. The whole world is inclusive. So how is Bitcoin Network going to play a role in the world economy and finance? Countries will continue to issue their own fiat currency into the foreseeable future. In times to come, every country fiat currency will have to be benchmarked to the to the Bitcoin stock value. So how do we determine each country fiat currency store value? Take for example of a household. The husband and wife work to bring income to the family. The family must live within their means to save for a rainy day. The family have to budget their expenses to pay for household needs like rental, utilities expenses, education, and foods for the family, including recreation and holiday expenses. Anything extra then is a saving. And the more saving you have, the richer you are. So it works the same for a country. The country export goods and services to other countries to generate income, right? That income is then budgeted every year to account for the country expenditure. You got me so far, right? The excess then is put into the reserve for the rainy day. If there is a deficit, it becomes a national debt. The above illustration is to measure a country's store of value, which is called surplus, and deficit, a country's debt. I'm not saying that US dollar will not be a reserve currency in the foreseeable future. While trust in the US dollar is deteriorating, other countries are slowly moving away from the US dollars on international trade. But there has to be a common currency, a neutral currency that is dependable. I don't see any country is able to replace the US dollars. The natural way forward seems to be neutral and borderless Bitcoin kind of measurement of value. In other words, every country's fiat currency will be rated against the Bitcoin value. Countries like Singapore with surplus of reserves will have a higher rate. For instance, one Sing dollar will be rated 1.5 Bitcoin. Countries like America with huge debts will have the lower rate. For instance, one US dollar may be rated at 0.75 Bitcoin, and so on. So when Singapore import from US, if the imported amount is 100,000 US dollars, Singapore only has to pay 75,000 Bitcoin or 50,000 Sing dollars. Similarly, when Singapore export to US, if the export amount is 100,000 Sing dollars, US will have to pay 150,000 Bitcoin or 200,000 Sing dollars. In this way, every country has to work hard to improve their export and services to generate income surpluses, to improve their country's store of value. No more easy way out by printing fiat currency without consequences. Probably, this is the best measurement of a country's worth. Don't you think so? No more free lunch for other country expenses. Isn't that fairer way of classification? As BTC Network is a fair system for all participants, Bitcoin will coexist with all country fiat currency and will stabilize with all their country's treasurer. I don't know what you think, but this is what I foresee. Maybe one day it comes true. Nobody knows. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.